Hey YouTube, it's Brendan again, or The Blueprint. Get Basa. I'm just back once again. I'm planning on doing my transformation video finally from basically the start of my journey from actually even prior to that. This will be the start of when I was a kid. Kind of just showing you some pictures of when I was younger and then going forward into the future till the present day where I'm at the end of my bulk cycle here. So I'll be going through the entire transformation. It's mainly documented throughout that time of about the 8-year period of which I was working out and training, but I did include some younger photos of myself just to kind of show where I came from and my body type and what I looked like prior to this, and you can kind of get my 2 cents on that. So starting out, this is just when I was a little kid. And this will be pretty quick. I won't take too much time on this, but I don't look like the chubbiest kid out there, but I really was a doughboy, and I just didn't mature as quickly as a lot of the other kids did. As you can see, like right in this picture right here, I mean, I definitely looked like I had a little bit of fat on me. Going through puberty was like a tougher spot for me too. I think I hit puberty a lot later than most kids. On top of that, I also developed gyno around this time, which is unfortunate. This is fast forwarding to about my junior year of high school. I just wanted to be at super skinny fit. I mentioned this in my fitness journey video. I got super skinny. You can even see in this video right here, I had been doing like very little training at this time. And I was just really skinny. I was dieting super hard, as I mentioned in my fitness journey video, but like barely eating anything. This is more in my senior year of high school. This is when I was still doing a little bit more weight training. I started to like actually work out a little more with my friends. Nothing intense though. I wouldn't declare it as like my bodybuilding journey, but I was able to get a little bit of abs. This is after senior year. This is when I really went hard in the gym. This is after I told you guys about how serious I was about never stopping with the gym. This is when I really consider my bodybuilding journey starting. These are pre-pics. This is before the transformation. As you can see, I didn't really have a lot of muscle figure. I lost a lot of it because I wasn't really training a ton. This is like going into it. I started to develop a lot more muscle. This is probably like halfway through after working out a little bit. Like I had muscle from training before. As you can see, I have some gyno. And I didn't even know what drugs or anything were. I just developed gyno when I was about 13 going through puberty. These are some other photos. I just randomly took of myself during that time because I probably thought I looked cool, even though I didn't. This is post training for 3.5, 4 months. I had developed, you can tell, like I obviously got a little more size. My shoulders were a little more capped. I had a little more meat on my chest and my arms. Even my back got a little bit more developed. You can see some of the areas there. From that picture before where it was a pre-pic of me compared to this one right here, you can tell there's a lot more size. Unfortunately, I didn't have all the pictures from when I was gone for 2 years serving a Mish, but I had tons of them that I just lost. But this is day one coming home. I started working out, or this is that either the night of or the next night, but I started training a bunch. This is right after that. So I had developed a pretty lean, consistent physique during that time of my mission. And then following that, I just immediately attacked the gym. As you can see, I was really lean. I had an 8-pack. I had some striations in my chest. This is just relaxed even, just standing there. You could just easily see about a 4 to a 6-pack. A lot of these photos are kind of douchey photos. A lot of them are me just kind of sitting there flexing my abs because I was really proud that I was able to get a 6 to 8-pack during this time. I didn't have a lot of leg definition, but I wanted to show people like what that looks like as somebody with bad leg genetics. I also didn't train him as much too, which is a problem, but you could definitely see that my upper body was pretty well built. I kind of had like more of a model's physique. It wasn't necessarily like I was huge, honestly. I just was very lean, very cut. Like it just looked good, I'd say. And I mean, honestly, I was really proud of this. I remember walking around on the beaches in Hawaii during this time, and a lot of people stared at me, and I think it was just because like that's a very impressive physique to obtain. Even in Hawaii during this time, I wasn't even taking breaks. I was still like working out at home, even though there was no gyms close by. I was still training. I was like benching the bed at home. I was doing squats and tons of ab workouts. I was still dieting. I wasn't like cheating during that time in Hawaii. I was just really strict, just eating a lot of canned chicken. And these are some good photos of me. This is one of the first, within the first few days of us being in Hawaii at the beach. I have some of these on my Instagram. I just looked good. The development was pretty nice during this time. It was also good lighting, of course. I mean, it was just the right time of day. But like overall, I would say, and a lot of people referred to this as like probably the best I ever looked physique wise. I don't agree with that. I think it wasn't until I was about 10 and a half months in or so that's when I really thought I had like the best physique I'd ever had. Obviously, when I cut now, I'll be a lot better. But I was still really impressed during this time. It was also cool to be able to go on a vacation and to be able to take off my shirt and to be able to flex and feel really confident in myself. These are just more shots of me. That's an ugly smile, I gotta say. But these are just more shots of me during that time in Hawaii. I was just taking off my shirt. It was freezing cold up here, by the way. I was so cold. We were like up on all the way up above the clouds on a mountain. And I actually wasn't very satisfied with these photos during this time, but I do remember that when we had taken them later on after looking at them, I actually thought it was pretty cool. I was really into aesthetics during this time too, or calisthenics. Like I was still trying to train my abs consistently and do my push-up routine and my sit-ups and pull-ups. I always wanted to maintain that. Over time, that ended up withering away. I think I mentioned that in my fitness journey video. But yeah, I was eating tons and tons of calories during this time. I was just trying to bulk as much as I could. Honestly, I was just crapping out most of the calories I was eating because I was in way too high of a surplus. But my body was able to just maintain it so well. I was training my abs. Like, I think I was waking up at about 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, so I could meal prep all my food for the day. And then I would do an ab workout as well, an intense ab workout. I'd go to work and then I'd come home right after, and I'd be eating on my way home after work and just going straight to the gym. And I'd be like eating chicken rice. Then on my way home from the gym, I'd be pounding rice cakes, just a lot of food. I had some pretty good, this is decent back development. This is still around that time, post-mission, within the first year or so, I was, just I really started to like take off because I was able to go to the gym finally during this time. Like I said in my fitness journey, I couldn't. But I think I was really doing a good job with just, building myself, my structure, my frame. I mean, it was looking good. I actually, you'll see it eventually. I start to lose my abs a little bit. Like I think it's about right here or so. You can see like my abs aren't as prevalent. Like they're still there. I have a decent 6-pack, but like my 8-pack was pretty much going away. I have some good shots of me though during this time where I was flexing in the mirror with some good lighting, and it genuinely just looked amazing because like not only was I pretty lean, but I was also starting to develop some good size. And like when you're main gaining, when you have that size as a main gainer, it looks really good. This is me just like raw flexing my abs. Like you could see like that 8-pack was trying to show, but I started to get some fat down there. And so it really just wasn't as visible as it used to be. But I took a lot of photos of myself during this time while I was still very cut and lean. I mean, I thought it was super cool. I also didn't understand the full extent of, what it would look like to pretty much achieve the best physique I could as a natural. So, I mean, I kind of just took a lot of photos, documenting it. Just seeing where I would end up. And then right here, you can even see like I'm starting to develop like a little bit more fat on my hips. I'm still like pretty lean. I mean, I'm not even flexing in this photo. Like I'm just standing there. Took a picture of my legs just because I wanted to be brutally honest. It's like, man, I don't have big legs, so I'm just gonna take a picture to show people what it looks like. And this is cool because it shows like starting from here, like I started to train my legs a lot, more intensely and better than I ever had prior to this. And so I'm just showing good photos of this, but really good back development. My back and my triceps are probably my two strongest areas. Then I have good ab insertions, I'd say. I think my weakest points are probably my biceps, my chest, and my legs. Mainly like my calves though. Like my thighs, I've actually been able to develop them pretty well. And I don't have the worst delts either. Like my shoulders are all right. You can see right there, I'm really trying to pull down the fat so I can show my 8-pack still. This is during that summer when I went to go sell. I was still training during that time. It was really rigorous. I mean, you're walking out in the sun all day, so you're just sweating constantly, plus you're burning a lot of calories. This is actually before that summer too. This is a really good shot of me. This is during COVID, so I was still training even during COVID, and I had a little gym set up in my mom's basement. That's where I was staying during the time. I was waking up at like 4, 5, maybe 6 a.m., depending on the morning or the day, and I was still training. I think this is a picture after that time of COVID, but I was still really consistent. This is one of the shots I took where I was really impressed with my physique. This is a full body shot. I wanted to just take like a bodybuilding report pretty much. You can see like my triceps have developed a lot more. I think even my calves honestly are a lot bigger. You can see just everything in general. Like my shoulders are a little more capped. My chest grew, it got a little more wider. You can see I have more fat on my lower stomach and as well as my hips. Right here, I was still trying to keep up with like the back photos. You actually see how much my back grows from like the beginning compared to the end. If you go back in this video, you want to look back, you can see just how much my back changed. That's a fake tattoo, by the way. That's not a real one. I was just going to a Halloween party looking like a UFC fighter. Another shot just of my leg, just trying to take a progress photo of that. This is about 10.5 months in. This is on my Instagram. These photos are some of the best photos, or if not, my favorite photos I've ever taken of myself. The lighting was really great, but also my physique was just stellar. I remember I came home from the gym, and during this time, I was like, man, I'm getting bigger. I'm kind of losing my abs. It kind of sucks, but I'd come home from the gym, and I don't know what I had eaten or done to prepare for these shots, but I came home from the gym, and I saw myself in the window reflection. I was like, I look insane right now, and I just had to document it. So I took those photos. Those are literally some of my favorite photos. Just more shots of me during that time. This is about 2 years in after the post mission, roughly around that time, and I was taking these shots of myself. I mean, I definitely was growing pretty well, I'd say. This is probably about 1.5 years, maybe closer to 2 years in. It's about that same time. Just more progress photos. My back, really, you could just tell, is like starting to get wider and wider. This is a very blurry shot, but it actually kind of helps out to make me look a little thicker. My legs had grown just slightly during this time, and like this is when I started to like notice like my biceps and my legs, like areas where I struggled with growing, they actually started to develop a little better, I'd say. I don't know if you can tell in this photo, but like my stomach actually started to develop more fat below the third set of abs. I wasn't getting a lot of sleep here because the job I was working, I actually ended up getting super sick during this time. This is right after I was like eating so much food. I mentioned this in my fitness journey video about how I was downing a shake and like gagging trying to eat it while eating eggs. These are just more shots during that time, my back and just the whole body. This is the same. By the way, I'm cutting right now. This is just beef and egg whites. So if I'm eating, don't mind me. There's gonna be some videos in here of me lifting, just kind of showing, I'd say just progress of like overall strength. I don't know if it probably is because I'm 6'4", but I go a little lower on that, I'd say. But not bad. I don't know. Those might be 95s actually. I'm like really big on lifting stuff myself. Like I don't like when spotters help me get stuff off. Mainly just for shoulder press. This is a cool time. I think I looked pretty decent just because like you can see I gained some more fat in my stomach. Like obviously I'm developing more fat in different areas like my shoulders, my arms, my chest. These are actually photos after that time when I told you guys I got really sick because I wasn't getting a lot of sleep. I didn't take photos for a little bit because I'd gotten so sick and I had to like change my diet because just eating the same foods that I was eating before was making me gag. My form can definitely be a little better than this, but bro, it's hard trying to squat when you're 6'4". With really good form without injuring yourself, it's really difficult, especially if you want to go heavy like this. But like I was saying, I actually kind of took a small break from posting during that time when I'd gotten sick, just because I lost so much weight and just overall progress from that, and I kind of had to reset. a little bit. Obviously, your body has muscle memory, which is nice, but I had to take some time to get it back. And this is when I started posting more frequently again, like consistently, I'd say. My size had, I'd say it'd pretty much come back at this point. I was actually even a little bigger than I was. All my strength and my lifts really started to come back a lot better. I was feeling good. I felt like I was looking a lot better, more full. I think this is right before it actually, that last picture where I'd cut my hair. But yeah, this is around that time too. I started to post more. I was a lot more confident in myself during this time. I had people DMing me like what my diet was and like what I was doing to train. I felt pretty confident. You can even see my legs down there. They look decent. Like they're not huge or anything, right? Like I don't think I have the greatest legs, but you know, overall, like compared to my body, I actually think it looked pretty good. And these are just more photos I was taking while at the gym. I think these are 100-pound dumbbells. I think I had moved up. You can also tell with like my leg size. In this time, my legs had actually gotten a little bigger. I think during this time as well, you can even see more fat in my arms during this time as well. Like I had just gotten a little bit bigger, and this is after I had that huge sickness where I had to take that break, and this is like months down the road. You can see I'm struggling. I don't know if I'm actually faking it right now because I'm trying to make this guy feel like he's doing something, but this is also later down the road, around that time too, just a little further. You can even see my legs developed even more. It's kind of cool actually to watch the progress with them, going from what they were before. I hated that this guy touched the bar. I knew for a fact I could have just gotten that myself. But that was 315. I did it for 2 reps. I counted as 2. If you want to count as 1, I don't care. Because you'll see by the end of the video, I'll destroy that.
Holy crap.
This is probably one of the last videos I ever took of myself where that's my sweet wife. There she is. But this is one of the last videos I have recorded of myself where I really feel like this is the best like the most confident or like comfortable I looked taking photos before I really started to lose, you know, my abs and like all my definition, before the bulk like really hit. Because like all this time I've kind of been trying to maintain my abs and like my definition, but like there's only so much you can do when you're bulking consistently, especially like me for, you know, I've been bulking for 5 years. There's only so much you can do to really maintain that leanness and that cut. And the lighting was really good, so it complements like a lot of the muscle figure too, and the striations and the definition of my body. But like truthfully, I had gained a lot more fat during this time. I was also a lot bigger, so I had her take these videos of me because I was feeling pretty confident. And as you can see, I've got some cake. Yep, that is some cake. That's the whole bakery. But yeah, there's a photo of me earlier on where I was more tan. We saw it earlier, you can go back to it, but I was posing kind of in that manner, and you can tell I was a lot more lean right there. I was just a lot bigger. You know, if you compare the 2 photos, like I gained a lot more fat and size during this time, which by all means, I still looked at myself during this time and I thought I looked incredible. Like I was actually very confident about myself, about my size overall. I had tons of people walk up to me in the gym, like complimenting me, telling me I was huge. I had people asking me if I was on gear. Even though truthfully, like it's tough to tell sometimes at the gym because you see people with good lighting, you know, when they have a pump on, and it's like it makes them look bigger than they actually are. You can even see right here, my body, not only just like my upper body, but my legs too, definitely had a little better of size. You can see a little more definition of my calves. Had definitely grown. The bulk this is where it kind of started to fluctuate a little bit more. You can see my legs have grown a little bigger. Had some good shots of that. My back was pretty wide. You can see a lot more fat in my body. I know this pose, I'm looking like a douche, but like you can actually see a lot more fat in my body. I still had some good roundness overall, but like you can definitely see that like I started to kind of fill out a lot more. And this is probably about, I'd say like 2.5 years in. And this end of the video part will actually progress a lot quicker because I really didn't take a lot of photos once I started to get a lot fatter in my bulk. And the reason too is also because it was just lasting for so long. So I didn't want to record as much. Like, here's some photos of my legs. You can see, like, from the beginning, if you were to compare, like, it is a lot better. A lot of these photos are like kind of further out because, yeah, like during this time, like I still felt like I looked decent, but like it was just hard for me to like go from being so lean and fit with having an 8 pack to like gaining more fat and kind of losing my abs. I also kind of stopped, honestly, I just stopped really training my core during this time, which if you can just maintain training your core all the way through a 5-year bulk, more power to you. But like, it's really hard to consistently do that when no matter how many abs, how big your abs are and how much you try to show them, like you're gonna lose them because you're just eating so much food and gaining so much fat on top of it. This is me just repping out some heavy deadlifts. I can't even remember how much that weighed. Oh, I attempted, this is when I did this. I just attempted, these are some big heavy lifts I was actually really proud of. This is the first time I ever squatted 4 plates. That picture prior to that, that was just a standard deadlift for Romanian. I did over 5 plates on each side. These are just some more photos during that time. You can see like there's just, and this is a far away shot, like I really started to gain more fat during this time. This is just another deadlift video. My face is so red. My wife used to tell me that my face is I look like I'm gonna explode. This guy right here is watching me on the side. I think I was just loud. Like I don't even think, maybe it was like kind of impressive, but like, I don't know, I was just really loud. That's just chalk in a belt, by the way. I didn't use straps. Lost all my strength, got super sick. This is about 3 years in. And then about this time after I got really sick, I just started like really taking on the bulk heavy because I was just like, I just got sick again, just lost so much progress. I started to gain it back, and then I was like, dude, I'm just gonna like, I wasn't eating unhealthy, but like I was still eating consistently, like what I was eating normally, but I just added more onto it. Like if I had pasta, I was adding like a little bit of heavy whipping cream in there just to give it more fat and more flavor. And like this is when I really like lost my abs. I was just a lot bigger. You can see my legs in all those photos. This one and the ones before, like they're just a lot bigger compared to before. Like, and I'll be totally honest, like I don't even want to take off my shirt right here because like I just know I look way fatter. But I do end up taking off my shirt in later photos. But you can just tell like I'm a lot bigger. Just like way bigger. Like this photo, this is like me, like this is prime bulk Brendan. I was probably like 240 during this time, going up to like leaning up to 250. Honestly, I was probably getting around that 240, 245. And then like it honestly just kind of carried on. And yeah, like you can see the weight that I really put on here. Like I got a lot bigger. I still don't look like, some people who dirty bulk, they really look like pudgy and fat. I didn't want to get to that level. Like I've always tried to lean bulk the best I could, even during this time. I've always just lean bulked and just maintained that for the past, 4 or 6 years. Or I guess technically I've been bulking for 5 years. I mean, I look like Mr. Incredible after he gains all his weight. This is the very end though. Of my bulk. I'm 260 at this point. You can see the love handles. You can see how fat I had gotten. I barely even posted any photos. This is actually like, this video was taken probably a couple weeks ago. I wanted to gain some extra. Oh, nice, yeah. So during this time, I wanted to bench 315, and so I had a goal a long time ago when I had walked into the gym and I was just starting out after my mish, and I saw a guy and I was like benching maybe 185. I looked over and this guy was repping out 315 for 5, and I remember looking at him and I was like, I'm not there yet, but one day I'll be there. And I didn't know 100% if I could even do it naturally, but like I did believe like one day I'm going to be there. And then that video right there showing me I was able to rep out 315 for 5 reps. Granted, I'm 260 in this video right here, and this is the end of my bulk. This is to wrap it all up. I've been training, and so far for, I'd say, actually training for a total of 8 years. I've been officially bulking for 5 years, maybe even close to, maybe 5.5 now, or close to 5.5. But yeah, we're wrapping it up right now, and I've already started my cut. Like I said, I'm eating beef and egg whites right now. I just had chicken and rice earlier today. But yeah, that's the full transformation, YouTube. I'm honestly, it's been crazy. It's been an insane journey to just be able to spend so many years training in an industry, especially where it's pretty unsure or unclear like what your results will actually be. So it's been really cool to be able to honestly just push myself to such a limit that most people can't even fathom. And typically the people who do push themselves are the ones you see on magazines, on social media, and it almost seems like it's unachievable. And I was able to do it, and that's pretty cool to me. I'm excited to actually start posting stuff on my cut. I'll be starting to record and document a lot of things going forward from now until then. I estimate probably about 4 to 5 months, because I've been bulking for so long. It'll probably take me about that long to get back to where I was as far as cutting goes. I think to get my six-pack back, I'm estimating about 6 months or so. Like a good solid six-pack, I'd say about 5 to 6 months. And then for my 8-pack, probably like 8 to 9 months. But super excited to get there. Those will probably be my next videos. But go watch my fitness journey videos. I'll leave them in the after video as well. You can click on those if you want to go watch those. It kind of explains the journey a lot better. This is just for the transformation, so you can see what it looked like during that time, and just kind of the proof and the documentation that I put into it. But thanks, YouTube. I'm glad you were able to tune in for this. I hope to catch you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.